What's up, everyone? This is BigPowner. I'm trying to find some of the most dangerous mechanics to show to you. Obviously, anytime those dudes pop up above, um, you want to get out of the way of them. They don't rotate, so they're pretty easy to dodge. What I'm looking for is probably the most dangerous one, in my opinion, which is it's like they're like eyeballs without eyes, or like turd nuggets with tails, or something like that. I don't know. It's also a good reward, though, so I am trying to get a decent reward out of it. No! Apps like this suck. That map sucked. Um, so there's obviously going to be maps that are just not good for the Delirium. Like, there's a lot of really good maps. Unfortunately, there's a lot of really bad maps. The thing is you want to try to get the most out of the delirium that you can, because you want delirium orbs to drop. You obviously want the rewards, and like I said, on some of the maps you can max out the delirium. In other words, clear the entire map. When you're actually using your delirium orbs, you're going to want to make sure that you are doing them with full sextants for quantity. The reason why is because the rewards are going to be based on how much stuff you kill. So having more packs in it means you can hit higher tier rewards. If you don't add quantity to the map through adding more monster packs, then you're going to wind up with a lot lower reward. And obviously, the delirium orbs are a chance to drop inside of maps, so you have to collect them in order to cash in on them. So we really want to be getting the most out of those. So you're definitely going to want to use those only when you're fully maxing out the maps. The nice thing about the Delirium maps, when you're playing a specific Delirium map, is that you can kind of go slow because you get your reward based on just the total amount that you kill by the time you're done with the map. So it actually makes it easier than doing Delirium inside of the maps, like the actual just encounter, because you're on a time limit basically. This map sucks. um, The one thing that people had questioned about was killing the boss, the Delirium bosses. And honestly, I've killed him several times, and he is just an absolute waste of time to be killing. They they give like no reward, basically, is what I'm gonna basically chalk the reward up to, is basically being nothing. Because it really sucks. So I just completely skip them. Uh, I've killed him several times, and as I was saying, like, your reward is based on how much stuff you kill. And they don't count for anything other than basically just like one kill. Yeah, get dead, buddy. Get off that poison. So the most dangerous mechanics, there's a light pillar that comes down, and that you want to get away from. Pretty much anything that like you see a visual for, like, you want to pay attention to what it does, and once you see it once and you've recognized that that's what that is, you should be able to avoid it. Delirium sucking in some maps isn't just I can't get very far into the delirium. What sucks about a lot of maps also is they're bad layouts, like what I just ran. I wasn't able to clear very much of the map, and I only hit a tier 4 reward, and I was going fairly fast. So that's really kind of a shitty map just simply for that fact. And I had sextants on that. So if I was running that without sextants, just regular running, that would have been like probably like a tier 3 reward because I like barely made that tier 4 reward. So that's just a really bad map. That's plain and simple just because I can't get good rewards. The other thing that's bad about it is, the layout. The layout just sucks. Um, Open maps where you can smoothly clear through the map is going to be the best one for several reasons. First of all, preventing dying, because when you're trapped in like a small little room, it's hard to dodge a giant AoE. If you're out in the open, you see something popping up, you can run past it or you can run back, or to either side. You have a lot more options. If you're in a big arena that's the center, you can go anywhere, to avoid it. But when you're kind of like trapped inside of areas and then you're clicking, and that's how I mostly die to Delirium now that I've recognized a lot of the stuff. The most dangerous thing by far, because they can kind of pop up on you when you're inside of stuff, is like I said, they're like little turd nuggets with tails, or they're like an eyeball with no eye, which sounds weird, but it's basically like that membrane that is in the back of your skull. Um, those are super dangerous. The reason why is because they detonate on impact, and the thing is they also can explode the second they spawn in, which makes them super dangerous because they spawn in pretty fast. And so if you're standing still at all and you're at a spot where they kind of spawn in, you're just going to basically get hit by the full force of all of them that has spawned on you, which has caused me several deaths till I recognized what was going on. Now I can try to avoid them. The issue is in tight areas, they explode on impact. They're not like a fireball. Like the fireball, you trigger it and then you get a second to get away from it. They explode the second they hit you, so you can't run into them. The bright side is they expire, so they just detonate. So you just avoid them. The biggest thing is basically to just keep on moving once you start the delirium. If you stand still, you're going to wind up dying. It's just plain and simple. You stand still and one of those clusters pops up on you, you're going to instantly get hit by all of them. Big mechanics, those long shot mechanics, because I'm moving at angles, they're not going to hit me. That's the thing, is running in a straight line is dangerous, because if there's something with one of those long ice shots or another long straight attack like one of the laser beams, then I'm going to get hit by it because I'm running in a straight line if I'm running towards it. If I run at angles, then it's going to make it so that they charge up the attack. By the time they fire it, I've already gotten out of its radius. So moving and moving at angles are your two biggest friends. Even if you don't have the skill yet to avoid the stuff, even if you don't recognize the stuff yet, like you don't know what does what, doing those two things is going to cut your deaths down so much it is going to be ridiculous. Paying attention to those turd nuggets is also going to prevent a lot of the deaths that you're probably experiencing. A lot of people are saying I'm getting one shot by a lot of stuff, and like not can't recognize it. Probably turd nuggets were like at least half of those deaths. The rest of the stuff, the bright side is, yeah, they're dangerous, but they're really easy to see. And once you see them once, like if I died to something one time, I'm gonna be like, shit, I saw what that was. I know to get away from that. But if you're just running through like I was doing, that's why I'm using the Mirage Archer, because if I have to just, phase run or flash, which I'm using Frostblink now because it's an instant cast. It's faster and they increase the range, which if you're going to be in a lot of group of stuff and you're blinking like that, it gives it more cooldown reduction, which means you can use it more. But I am using the phase run because if I frost blink, it doesn't have multiple charges, which means if I frost blink into a group of stuff, I can get, locked. So frost blink, phase run, to a place that you're safe, and then you can shoot. Those are going to be my best recommendations as far as the Delirium. I will release another video kind of showing how the Delirium actually works on a good map. You'll see a much higher reward, and I'll be able to complete the whole map. Sometimes the boss, usually can't get the boss in there, but the thing is you wind up with some really good rewards. The main thing, like I said it preseason, we're going to be using, the sextants. If you can't afford the expensive ones yet, then use the small ones. It's the pack size that's going to make them more rewarding. If you listen to my pre league launch advice, you should already have some once you get to the end game stocked up so you can start cashing in, which is going to give you a boost in your currency, which will make it so that, then you can afford the sextants and some better gear to be able to do the content more efficiently. Anyways, I hope that this helps you all. If you have any more questions, let me know. Peace.